Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where today I have a product that's a tie-in for a movie that is one of many that was delayed by the worldwide situation, we'll call it, and that is the Minions, The Rise of Gru. And much like the Trolls Oreos last year, it's fascinating to see how the machinery of licensing has to turn regardless of what happens with the movies and whether they show up in the theater or not, because while the movie has been delayed, the Cakebites have come out as scheduled. This is from a company called Cookies United, and they make the Cakebites product, but this is a very special version. As you can see, the colors match the Minions characters. I'm not really a fan of the Minions. I don't have any interest in seeing this movie, but I did have an interest in this product for several reasons. One is I like anything that's blue, whether it's a drink or a food product. Number two, I noticed it said Made in USA on the back, unlike some companies like Kellogg's these days, shipping jobs overseas, putting Americans out of work. And the other thing was I saw it's actually made on Long Island. And I love New York, as you know if you watch this channel, but for me it's not just like some people Manhattan. It's all the boroughs as well as all of Long Island, whether you're talking about Levittown or the Great Gatsby area or the Hamptons, all of Long Island, and these come from Islip. I have to give a shout out to Lintilla. I'm so glad you're still watching the channel. Okay, so here's a close-up on the packaging. As you can see, the colors are very vibrant of both the Minion and the Cakebites. Very nice shade of blue on there, and you're getting a very clear look at the product as well. And then you have a little diagram here as explaining what each layer is. And the Cakebite is very similar in spirit, at least I think, to the Petit Four. Here's the famous Swiss Colony catalog, and you can see you've got these little individual cakes, and if you zoom in you'll see they have the layers like a Cakebite. The primary difference is that Petit Fours are wrapped all the way around in frosting, whereas the Cakebite, two of the sides are open. And then you have, as it says here, sprinkles. And it's nice, they have yellow and blue sprinkles, blue vanilla cake, dark chocolate coating, vanilla cake, and then in between the layers of chocolate cream. And here you have the logo for the movie. And in the background you've got these black and white or gray Minions images that are covering the whole front. Then here on the back, it's more about sharing on social media than about the actual product. They have a hashtag, HowDoYouCakebite, and then all their social media accounts and website. And there is the American flag on the back, Made in USA. Always like to see that. There's 4 packages inside, and these are the nutrition facts for each package. Got potassium in there, only 19 grams of sugar, Only 75 milligrams of sodium, so not bad. And then you have the company logo and address. And I was pleased to see, looking on the street view, that they have a flagpole with the American flag out front, so nice to see that, and a company employing many Americans to make products here in Islip, New York. So here is the individually wrapped serving, and it's got a lot more detail on it than your typical cellophane wrapper like you would get in a Hostess cake. Now I open it, and inside you have another nice premium detail, a little plastic tray that holds the Cakebites. And of course the first thing you notice are those Minions colored sprinkles on the top. Very vibrant blue. And then here on the side you can see the blue, yellow, and blue alternating layers inside. And it looks like we've got 3 Cakebites here. Zoom in close so you can see the texture and the colors here. The aroma is pretty much like a birthday cake. There's a strong aroma of the actual chocolate coating or frosting, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Well, the chocolate taste is pretty dominant. You do have that little thin layer in between each of the cake layers, a layer of frosting. The cake itself, the texture is somewhat like a pound cake, but one at room temperature. Bob, I'm here at the Motel Zero in Wayne, Pennsylvania, on Pennsylvania's historic Main Line. First thing I like to do when I get here is ride the flying coffin into Philly to get the most authentic Philly cheesesteak in town at Charlie's Philly Steaks in the food court at Philadelphia Mills Mall. Next, I run up the rocky steps while smoking a big fat cigar. After that, I went to see the Ron Jaworski statue, which turned out to be Ron Jaworski waiting for an Uber. Okay, he's lost a few steps. Then today I had a critical business lunch with a Robert Dyer cult troubleshooter, Vinny Padalino, at Galifty's. Vinny's a guy who knows how to get legs walking fast. Over piping hot alligator tacos, we discussed an incoming shipment from our cult affiliates in Stockholm. As Vinny's bodyguards watched from a nearby table, a disheveled old man staggered toward us. "Buy a watch?" he said. "All proceeds go to the New World Order." "Hey, I'm trying to eat here, capiche?" Vinny said. Suddenly I realized the disheveled man was former anchorman Dan Rather. I recognized his wrinkled suit from the Burlington Coat Factory window at Philadelphia Mills. Rather leaned down to Vinny as his bodyguards rose from their seats and said, "If we're successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this New World Order." "A wise guy, eh? Take him in the men's room and work him over." Rather was hastily escorted into the lavatory by the bodyguards and returned 5 minutes later with a sopping wet toupee. It turns out enhanced interrogation had produced the name of a communist spy hiding among us. One of the bodyguards handed me a piece of paper with the name: John Cougar Mellencamp. "I knew it."
"This is all worth it,"
Rather said defiantly.
"For my treason, I might get a date with Taylor Swift or at least Pete Davidson.
Get him out of here, Vinny said.
Hasta la Victoria Siempre,
Rather shouted as the bodyguards escorted him to the sidewalk. Vinny said to meet him at 2 a.m. behind the Palestra for the special delivery from Stockholm. As I went outside, I saw Rather trying to sell copies of Mao's Little Red Book on the sidewalk. Suddenly, the Philly fanatic appeared and grabbed Rather by the lapels, his radioactive Schuylkill River tongue extending, and asked him, "Kenneth, what is the frequency?"
Kenneth, what is the frequency?
Well, when I got the product, I was mainly excited about the blue color, but my expectations were not too high because I think of a Bites type product is that it's going to be dietetic or just simply not filling enough. But I was pleasantly surprised that I felt like it was a serving of similar weight and substance to a Hostess Twinkie, something like that. And that's primarily because the flavor of the cake was rich enough and the chocolate was very rich and it's moist enough that you've got enough density and flavor there that you don't feel like you're being deprived. And it's also not dietetic. It's just a smaller serving. And I think maybe if there had been one more layer inside of something else, it might have gone for a John Candy Award. But as it is, I'm gonna go ahead and give this 5 stars out of 5 because it delivered everything it promised. It exceeded my expectations as far as the food product, as well as delivering the novelty that first got my attention. Anything blue to make the vibrant colors, to make the sprinkles even match the blue and yellow. So I think if, unlike me, if you're a big fan of the Minions, you'll have even more reason to be excited about this. But even if you don't like the Minions, this is definitely worth picking up, and I would be eager to try other flavors of Cakebites at this point. So I hope you like this video, share it with your friends, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody.